Welcome to BARD, Breathe Easy Service Training. My name is Rick Downey, and today we're going to review electric heater installation and service. We're going to take a closer look at the components, how they function, and safety. Before beginning installation, check the unit serial plate to ensure your heater model is listed for use with your BARD wall mount. If the heater kit you have is not listed on the serial plate, it must not be installed on that wall mount. This equipment needs to be installed by trained, experienced service and installation technicians. Carefully follow the installation instructions shipped with each electric heat kit. These kits are UL approved for installation and BARD wall mount units when installed according to the instructions. This picture just shows you where you're going to find the serial tag location on a BARD wall mount unit. Before beginning installation, ensure your heater model is listed. Now here we've got approved heater package, and you can see the model number on the left. This is a W42HC, and then it lists out the heater packages that are allowed to be installed there. Also, we need to verify that unit power supply wiring is sized to handle electric heat. Refer to the sizing charts included in the installation instructions for the correct size based on circuit ampacity and the breaker used. These charts are a guide. The current National Electric Code supersedes all. So if you look at the left column and go down to where it says 30 under overcurrent protection device or circuit breaker, a 30 amp breaker in there, then the minimum field power wire size is 10 as seen in the right hand column. Be sure and check the manual and look those tables over. Warning: disconnect all power to the unit before installing the heater package. It's a hazard of electrical shock. Failure to disconnect power could result in injury or death. What comes in the box? There's the large cabinet control base and wiring. There's a serial plate label, and that's going to be stapled to the instruction manual. We've got a wiring diagram that needs to be applied to the unit, installation instructions along with replacement parts manual, a pre-assembled heater, and safety labels for the thermal cutoff devices. Here we're looking at the small cabinet or B cabinet. On the left you can see a pre-assembled heater, some sheet metal screws there in the center. On the lower left, that's the control base and wiring for a B cabinet heater kit. Warranty registration card is in the center, and then the small cabinet control panel is shown on the right. You can see that that control base turns so that the contactor for electric heat is above the breaker. Here we're looking at the heater installation for a small cabinet. If you look in the control panel, it says Molex plug with an arrow. When you install that control base with breakers and contactor on it, there'll be a wire bundle, and that will plug right in to the Molex plug. When the unit's built, there's a Molex plug in there, so all you have to do is plug the heater kit in and you're connected to the internal wiring of the unit. Use the diagram in the manual to determine the correct support hole based on the heater model. So in your manual, you'll decide where that bar on the far end of the heater, there's a round bar, and that has to be inserted into the support hole. On the large cabinet, the 11 EER models manufactured before August 2021 have an elbow from the heater compartment as shown in the center picture. After August 2021, units have an access door, and that's shown in the right picture. This slide just illustrates where to place the safety label for thermal cutoffs. It should be to the right of the heater so that someone getting access to that heater to change a thermal cutout will see that label, and it says replace only with micro devices thermal cutoff, and it gives a type number, but you're going to need the exact part number, which you can extract from the supplied parts manual. Even though they all look similar, Each unit has a specific cutoff temperature, so no substitutions are allowed. You have to replace like for like. To finish this installation up, we need to pull the correct strip off the label that's attached to the cover of the manual and affix it to the serial plate as shown below. Fill in the needed information on that warranty card that came with the kit and register the warranty online. Let's take a look for servicing. These parts in the right picture are shown on the left in the wiring diagram. First, we've got the thermal cutoff, and you can see that thermal cutoff photo on the right as drawn with the symbol on the left in the wiring diagram. These two arrows are just showing you where you're going to make the line voltage connection on that heater element. The limit switch circled in blue is in the low voltage control, and when that limit opens, it drops out the contactor but lets the fan continue to run. You can see on the right a photo of the connections for the low voltage limit switch. The red wire that you see drawn in here is on the legacy units with PSC motors. That red wire supplied line voltage to the blower motor whenever the heating contactor was closed. We no longer have that because now the constant torque and constant airflow motors use 24-volt signal that comes straight off from W1 and goes to the motor to tell it what speed to run. The heater components that are serviceable is the thermal cutoff, the limit switch, and the ceramic insulators. Do you have a single stage or two-stage electric heater? Anything over 10 kW is a two-stage. You'll need a thermostat with 2 stages of electric heat, and on air conditioners, if you don't have that, you can jump them together. You cannot jump stages of electric heat together on heat pumps. Be sure your thermostat is set up for electric heat. There is usually a choice, and for the best results, select electric. Usually the choice would be fossil fuels or electric heat. When you're troubleshooting this, there are some components that you can replace before you have to replace the whole assembly. The limit switch can be replaced. Thermal cutoff can be replaced. Elements, you're going to replace the whole assembly. If you have cracked insulators on the sheet metal plate, those could be replaced. But if you have cracked insulators on the heating element, you're going to replace the entire assembly. At bardhvac.com, you can see more training videos in the lower right corner where it says Video Library. If you click on that, you'll be able to see all of our available training video. For Bard Technical Service Hotline, call 1-419-636-0439 from 8 to 5 Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday. For training questions or information, please contact me, rick.downey, at bardhvac.com. Thank you for viewing this video, and thank you for choosing Bard.